let's freaking go, guys. I've been absolutely slacking when it comes to podcasts, but we've been so busy with graphics. Making graphics for OSU baseball and softball, but I'm not going to bore you with anything else. We're going to get straight into the meat of things. Ilia Topuria fights tomorrow versus Alexander Volkanovski, and I was contemplating, should I do something? Should I not? It's already Friday, but since everything's locked in, since everything's dialed in, ready to go, I really do feel like I have to talk about Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski, all right? Just a few things right off the shoot. Not going to waste your time. Ilia Topuria doing an absolutely fantastic job at selling this fight. Also, Mance is kind of receiving a little bit of backlash, a lot of hate for the way he's kind of approached this fight with Alexander Volkanovski. But I just have a few things I want to say about that very thing. I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. 6, maybe. Might push this sucker to 10. You never know, just because I'm so excited for this fight. Also got that early bird special. Got $10 off, so we get that 2018-19-ish price for pay-per-view, $69.99 instead of, seems like almost $100 nowadays. But Ilia Topuria, all right? Put some respect on this man's name. I truthfully believe this is going to be Alexander Volkanovski's toughest fight. And look at me. I'm a armchair black belt instead of armchair quarterback. I'm just looking at this from what I've seen. I know absolutely nothing about fighting, all right? But I do know guys, and I do know what I'm watching stylistically and see what guys seem to have success with and what others don't. And Alexander Volkanovski's never fought a guy like Ilia Topuria, where Alexander Volkanovski, he's so good at making in-fight adjustments and kind of using other people's attributes against them. So when he's fighting Max Holloway, when he's fighting guys like Yair Rodriguez, he's able to figure out what they're not good at and really attack that. So in the Yair fight, he realized he was finally not at a speed advantage in terms of snapping his jab out there. So he just takes him down. And then when he's fighting Max Holloway, I feel like Alexander, he is, because you always think of it the flip side. You think the taller fighter is tougher to get inside, tougher to beat those kind of guys. Alexander Volkanovski, for some reason, he thrives against bigger guys because he, I guess, always is the smaller guy. So everybody kind of almost has to adjust to him rather than him adjusting to them, because he has really long arms and he's deceptively quick. He's rangy, and he also is just going to be there for the entire 25 minutes. You can't tire him out, and he's also going to match your volume tit for tat. The thing with Ilia Topuria that's interesting, though, is I don't know if Alexander's going to be making those in-fight adjustments. This is going to be a war that is won on the feet, all right? Alexander, he's not going to be able to take Ilia Topuria down. I believe that. And even if he does maybe get him against the fence and trip him a little bit, Ilia Topuria's going to scramble back up to his feet. I really do think that when it comes down to it, somebody's going to get finished in this fight. And I really think that Ilia Topuria, he has all the skills in his arsenal to win. Also, people that are getting mad at Ilia Topuria, all right. Ilia, in his DC sit-down interview, this man is an absolute star, all right? Star in the making. And I think that he's just going to be one of those people that just kind of grows on you over time. I wasn't a huge fan of Michael Chandler when he entered into the UFC, but he's grown on me. I feel like the same thing is going to happen with Ilia Topuria, where a lot of people are going to hate his big mouth, going to want guys like Paddy Pimblett to beat him, going to definitely want guys like Alexander Volkanovski to beat him. But there's something undeniable about Ilia Topuria's fights, all right, where when the man steps in that octagon, it's different. It gives a Benoit Saint-Denis vibe. It gives a Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje vibe. You understand that when he gets in the octagon, you're not watching a prelim fight. You're not watching a main card, undercard fight. This is a premier fighter who is literally on championship level status and on the precipice of superstardom. It's just the aura, the vibe, and when he says he's going to sell out a stadium, you better believe that Ilia Topuria, when I personally think he's going to win this fight, is going to sell out a football stadium in Spain somewhere, dude. This, I almost feel like it's kind of meant to be too, because I made this post at the beginning of the year where 2024 champs predictions: Merab, Dvalishvili, Ilia, Topuria, Benoit Saint-Denis, Jack Della, and Dricus du Plessis. We've already got Dricus du Plessis down. Check. Now, the second one is Ilia Topuria. And who else is on this card? A fellow Georgian fighter in Merab Dvalishvili, all right? Him versus Henry Cejudo is going to be a fantastic fight. I really think that Merab's volume is just going to be too much for Henry, but we'll keep this just kind of as like a Georgian fighter segment just because this is kind of their card. It's pretty sweet, the representation of them and how they're kind of low-key taking over the sport right now. Merab's going to be that champion. He's going to be a nightmare for whoever wins between Cheeto and Suga, and I think that he's going to become champ as well. But all I'm saying is Ilia Topuria, for the reasons that I've stated, is going to be a significant problem for Alexander Volkanovski. I understand there is a world in which maybe he gets humbled, all right? But you just have to love a guy that's going to call his shot, and you cannot even deny that he has the skills to do this. He is going to challenge Alexander Volkanovski like he has not been challenged before. I mean, the guy, I'm calling it, dude. I'm feeling Alexander Volkanovski going to circle away, and I think circle out after Ilia tries to press him up against the octagon, and I just feel an Ilia Topuria body shot overhand right. That's kind of his bread and butter. He hits you dong, dong, like he did to Jai Herbert. That's my prediction for this, all right? I'm going to sign off and leave you with that. But an exciting night of fights, and this is an Ilia Topuria win here. I like Alexander Volkanovski, don't get me wrong, but I've been following Ilia, and I know how good he is. I think that this would be a significantly okay consolation prize for the Niners blowing it in the Super Bowl. But go Ilia Topuria, go Merab, go Robert Whittaker, dude. Fantastic night of fights. Thank you so much. 7 minutes. And tune into that UFC 298 because it's going to be a banger, babe. We got Amanda Lemos on there. Hard hitter. All right. Thank you.